We're going now. All right,
Hello.
we're live.
Ooh.
And you know what? I got the new headset. I got the wireless now. I can walk around the house
Ooh.
and talk to you
Oh,
now.
yeah. I
I'm
need one
very
of
happy about
those.
it. Yes, I'm very happy about it. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It's
I've never had
perfect.
a wireless headset because I'm always been scared I'm going to fry my brain with it. That's the only thing that stopped me doing it.
The reason why I never got it is like, you got to always charge it. I'm always
Yeah.
afraid that it's not going to be charged when I need it.
I'd lose the little bit that you have to put in the other side.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
that's what I
The,
would be scared of with myself.
well,
We've
this
got a
one
kid
doesn't
as well.
have too much.
Mm.
This one's simple. You just plug the thing into your computer and it works. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is good.
Anyways, we're here for a reason, and it's not to talk
Yeah.
about headsets. We're
No.
talking about the mysteries of the drama retro game community,
Yeah. We're
which
getting
there is
into
a couple.
Halloween now.
It's Halloween, yes.
So they're almost like the Bigfoots, aren't they?
The
Of the
Sam Squanches, yes.
yes, definitely.
The Sam Squanches of the retro video game drama community.
And we think we've got some theories.
Yes. So anything we say on this stream is just absolute nonsense. Don't take anything we say seriously. And now there is one figure. If you're gonna say a mysterious figure in this community, what's the first name that comes to mind?
Well, we know the long-standing one. We've got a new one and an old one, haven't we?
Well, yes. There's a few. If you really want to poke and prod,
Oh,
that'd
yeah,
be
we could do a list of them all. Mysterious ones. Scion used to be a mysterious one for a bit, but obviously not anymore. Uh,
really.
at one bit, yeah.
I don't know much about that one, to be
No,
honest. I seen them after.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I've been kind of trying to pay attention. That Cyan person doesn't really post a lot, but I have seen.
I've kept out. Scion's never attacked me really. I think
Yeah, no, they're he's not really.
came and tried to stir the pot and mess about and do all that shit, but you just have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, I think
But other than
it
that,
seems pretty harmless.
yeah, bit of a yes man, obviously spineless because he's in with the rats and he doesn't speak up for himself. So that's why I know he's
Right.
not a mystery anymore because we've got him. It's like I've got you pegged now, darling. Like you're just another one of them. But, mysterious, mysterious characters. Other than the two that we're talking about.
Right. Now
Mm,
let's just get right into this. It's in the title, so we
yeah,
gotta get this over with. My friend Foxy, I like to call him
yeah.
Foxy
He loves it,
because
I bet, as well. I bet he loves it. I hope he comes to the chat. I've not got it open, so you have to let me know if he comes.
oh yeah, I don't know if he loves me that much, but he
No.
has he has like, it's been a mixed thing with him. I sometimes have nice, enjoyable interactions, and then other times not so much.
Yes. Well, I think that's how he does it.
Right.
But none of his really bad ones have ever been
No,
that bad. It's just him like trying to
no, he's
trying
not.
to
He's not
kill
bad
him.
at all. I always kind of joke. I kind of like him. I kind of like talking to him.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
does
Oh
have.
yeah.
If there's gonna be one person who's the most intelligent, I would say
Out of those guys.
out of those guys, I would give it to him. Even though he doesn't really show himself or make videos or
Yeah.
anything,
Oh yeah. Out of those guys, definitely.
definitely the one that you could actually make sense of what he's talking about
Well, that's why we
for the
have
most part.
conversations with him, isn't it?
Right.
Mm.
Now, uh, let's talk about his latest accusation of me.
Yes.
Um, he's got me
Volpe.
pegged. He's got me pegged as someone who, like a con man. I boost you guys up with confidence so that you befriend me, and
Oh
now
yeah.
and now we're friends.
Well,
and
this
that's
shows a
not
lot about them, doesn't it? It shows a lot about him and the way he looks at the world. It's like the
right.
talented Mr. Ripley, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's no chance that I could just be a friendly person. I'd have
No,
to be
exactly.
doing some sort of nefarious scheme.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with me with stuff like that as well. I can't remember what the accusations were with me. Like Ricardo earlier saying that to groom people, and they've accused me of grooming people and stuff because we obviously accuse those guys of it.
Right.
So they use this because they've got nothing original they can or anything they can sort of go, oh well, based upon your behaviour, I'm going to pick you apart on this, which I'm
Right.
like, more than open to at
No, no,
any
no,
point
no.
if they were to do that and use any basis of reality. In fact, the only time when Dean did do that, I commended him, but then he quickly went back to his old tricks. So
No, no, no. Those guys are incapable. Those
yeah,
guys are incapable.
they just
The only
literally
thing the
attack.
only thing they can do is these generic insults that are just catch-all, like, you're
His
gay
are getting weaker and
and
weaker as well. Really are.
right. I mean every time they use it becomes less powerful.
Yeah, and
Not
yeah,
that it's powerful in the first place, but you know.
they're out of MP. They really are.
Oh, dude,
Completely.
they've lost so much confidence. There's so much like we said that Darius was neutered. These guys are neutered. Like I think the whole lot of them are
These guys are
neutered.
legless. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been...
So Rondamon's in the house. He's waving.
Hey!
Smee
Oh,
Boy says Carl beams proudly and smugly at the sight of himself when he turns on the camera.
oh, he does indeed.
Does
The
he?
mealy mouthed little shit. Yes. Oh God, yeah. Yes, it's been highlighted.
Yeah. Well, I had this joke. I seen the picture of Carl and Darius side by side today,
Oh, I haven't
and I
seen it.
thought, what do you get when you cross Carl and Darius together?
Fucking hell.
Two guys with normal chins. You just give Carl some of his chin to Darius, and then you
No,
got
I
two
don't think
normal
anything
chins.
about that would be normal.
Carl has all the chin, and Darius has none of the chin. You just mix them together, two normal chins.
I can't imagine either of them with a normal chip. We need to do that. Maybe ask Tommy with his AI.
Maybe AI. That's exactly what I was thinking. Put a picture of you put a picture of Darius in the AI and tell it to put a normal chin.
Yeah.
The thing will start smoking, haywire, and you'll see sparks flying everywhere.
And then we'll go on Facebook and send it to his mum and say, "This is what you could have won."
Yeah. So yeah. So and then so he accused me of just kind of conning you guys and telling you what you want to hear so you'll be my friends. I mean, isn't that what we all do? I mean, to some extent,
Well, that
you're
is
always
communication.
right. I mean, people that you care about, right? You're not going to go and insult them. You're going to kind of,
No, I don't know.
in a sense, tell them what they want to hear, right? I mean,
You want to support people, but I think with us we have like a good mix. But they don't. They're not going to see it. They don't see.
no, they don't understand that. Yeah, exactly.
Communication. So.
They're looking at the surface, and then they're just
Well,
plucking at.
they just see how the dynamics move, and so they're like, "Oh, that person's talking to that person, or that person's agreeing with that person," but they don't look at the points at where people, they don't look at the conversation that people are agreeing on. All they care about is where the movements are,
or they're just disrupting things. They're looking to just disrupt things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're just seeing it from that level. They're just
this is interesting.
Sat in a tree, like looking.
That's an interesting point.
I haven't seen that.
Thank you, Smee guy. That's a good point. The guy in Sling Blade, you know Sling Blade, right?
No.
I can't remember the voice, but it's pretty. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Ricardo Cody's in the house.
Hey, hello.
Oh, here you hurt the ones you love. Okay. Not really. I haven't done that yet. So yeah, and then there's something that the other thing that announced the snakes thing was very I couldn't wrap my head around that ever.
Oh, that's classic. That's classic Volpe. So he's iconic. He's an iconic type person because of that. Because he'll just hammer like now. So who was the Trash JT? No, Trash JT was Carla, I think. But it's like that sort of thing. It's like someone write the proper hard memer. Like Carla's a hard memer, like and Volpe's a hard memer as well. And
Okay.
he was just making you into a hard meme there, you know. That's all that was. And
Oh,
he did
I
a
see.
good job of it, you know. I want that on a T-shirt. That one, you know. You were saying about having mementos. That'll be my memento. I want a T-shirt that says snakes on it. That'll be my memory for this thing.
Yeah, I could never understand what that meant.
It's just
I mean,
getting your head
I
around
spent most of my YouTube pretty much doing that. Well, not denouncing the snakes, but like
being independent
kind
from
of
everyone.
getting underneath that and kind of like
Yeah, like seeing
trying to
above it.
expose what that whole thing was really
Yeah.
about.
Well, I think that's kind of what the attack is as well, though. It's to try and bring it back into that landscape again, to distract away from what you're doing. And it's similar to what Sotham was saying about how Dean was always making those streams to stop Rabbit from seeing outside
From going,
his
yeah,
court, you know.
yeah, and that
Um,
makes a lot of sense. That's very interesting
yeah, it's just people trying to.
because I guess they know it's a healthier environment over here or with us or with you know.
I don't know if they do because I think they're very blinkered, aren't they? They have to be. So they're selling them. They are literally selling themselves a story as well. So they might be telling themselves,
That's
like,
true.
I mean, he's been doing the same thing with me. They're pretty much the exact same thing with me since day one about evil. Like that's what, and about the Herbies, like from day one with me, and that's why it's similar because like we've had similar interactions with the enigma that is Volpe,
Uh-huh.
um, and I don't know if anyone else has had that similar thing with him. I
No,
know.
I understand that he's maybe trolling, whatever, but it just seems so. I find it interesting to talk to him. I find myself waiting for his responses and seeing what
Yeah,
he's going to come up with.
yeah, because he'll do something you don't expect with Volpe.
Right, so right. It's
But
very more. It's much more interesting interacting with him than any of the major stars. I guess you could say, like Albert or Dean.
I'd say that Volpe's a bigger star than definitely than Dean.
Which is
Volpe in a
saying
way that
something. Which is saying
way bigger
something
star.
when you don't show yourself on camera or talk or anything.
Yeah, well, no one's ever given him grief for that, really. Well, not beyond like people going, "Oh, you're just a thing as well." Like no one's like gone in on him about that, but that's because he hangs around with the people who do that shit, and no one else bothers
Uh,
with that shit. You know.
well, let's talk about this because Tommy just showed up, and you know
All right, Tommy.
Tommy's theory about Volpe.
Oh yeah.
He was very adamant about this earlier today when we were talking about it. That Volpe is Sierra Ayer. How do you feel
Cute,
about that?
Tommy. No, I don't believe that. No, I don't. Oh.
I don't know
I'm
because
dismissing it and here, but
that came across my mind at
no,
some point as
I'll tell
well.
you why. I'll tell you why. Because Sierra's not a smoker. And for him to have held to do that, because he's, at least I don't think he's a smoker. He's never ever spoken about it. And for him to keep that so separate would have to be, and to be so fiery in his other character, is a lot of characterization. Which goes beyond the subject matter. It goes too far beyond the subject. You know what I mean? The capability to do that goes beyond what's presented, if you know what I mean. And there's too much of a disparity between the two sets of content if they are the same person, if that makes sense
Right.
artistically. If it is a
Well, I mean, like when you're talking about smoking weed, and he claims that he was smoking weed, because Tommy's over here saying that Volpe's not a smoker either. Learned about
yeah, I
drugs
know,
from
but it's
movies. Right. But he could be Sierra could be kind of thinking, okay, what's a character that I could, what
mm-hmm.
characteristics could I put out there as this guy?
It could, but that would be such a sort of aware troll job to put that to those two characters
It's
and like
not impossible though.
it's not, but for someone as young as Sierra, I don't know. That is a
Well,
high
I mean,
level, multi-level troll job.
listen, he sees Darius smoking weed, so maybe he fabricated this Volpe character to around Darius to relate to Darius, and so he made him smoke weed. That makes sense.
It's
Now,
things
I did say at the beginning of this stream that it's all going to be nonsense theories and
yeah,
bullshit,
I did think that. Well, I think with him, like, see, I've commented on.
that's exactly. See, that's me and Tommy are on the same wavelength. Because that's exactly what I was talking about.
Pretending to be DT, 4-year-old smoker. I do think that Tommy's theory about Volpe being a kid holds water. I'm not sure about Sierra because of my interactions with Sierra and my interactions with Volpe. I don't know.
I never had an interaction with the Sierra guy.
It was only very vague. It was like I've like just said hello to me in chats before, but also like just on commenting and stuff. I just think if it was Volpe and he was on a mission of trying to like get me over on his side or you on your side, that Sierra would have been more. Sierra's fine, but he just has his own. You know how everyone's got their own sort of temper.
Right. Well,
like
that's why I kind of thought that for a little while, but then something kind of something kind of drove me away from that, because I think it would be difficult for that Sierra guy to fabricate this whole character, because he just seems like
they're fleshed out, aren't they? Both of them. They're not
he's a nut on his own. So like
yeah.
To go to be able to remove himself from that so much, but then again, with just text,
someone so young to do that,
as hard.
I don't. It's just like so. It'd be so perfect. You know, the arc of Sierra watching him. It seemed so natural. Do you know what I mean? He came in the chat. He was at Rick's. You know, he's been around for donkeys, and you know that whole sort of natural progression into sort of doing your own videos and using your voice and stuff like that. That just seemed like a natural progression, and it just shows so much understanding and so much sort of observation of how these things go to be able to replicate that in a natural way and still keep the troll going. I don't know. I just think that would be
seems like it's a little bit for that many years to not slip up either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. And but
it would be funny though if it was.
The theory that he is somebody who is known, and so that that kind of is interesting too.
What about Volpe being extra Sanderson, Tommy? What do you say about that?
Sorry?
Volpe being extra Sanderson.
Extra Sanderson? I don't know who that is either.
He did the he brought that what's his name song back from the dead. What's his name? Your man Alpha Nerd song. Extra Sanderson did a video with that on, and that brought it back out into the spotlight again. And
okay, well, maybe I have to look into the Sanderson guy.
Yeah, you know, he comes around sometimes.
Okay. Does he do like a channel? Does he do content?
I don't know. Around a bit. He's like a bit of a Scarlet Pimpernel. So like he'll come like when it's a blue moon for like 3 days, and then he disappears again with some like crazy thing, and they'll go. He's crazy.
So somebody like that could be anybody, right?
That's what I'm thinking. It could be him.
Yeah.
And I've been around for a while, and it could be, but again, I don't know. I'd like to see what Tommy thinks because he's a mate of Extra Sanderson's.
Okay. I don't have much to add to that because I don't know anything.
I'm just thinking of like crazy theories, and he's a bit younger as well.
Okay. Well, Tommy seems adamant that it is not Sanderson.
Okay.
Sanderson does not like mean stuff.
Oh, right, that's very true. Yeah, because Volpe went to... Yes, true, yeah. Because I forget this sometimes with Volpe because it is this dual thing, isn't it? Because he's such a nice part of the community, I think. And it's like... But then, he's been nasty in the past.
Right.
Like, he was the one who fucked OEB. Well, I think that OEB fucked himself as much as Volpe fucked him over as well. Right. So we never asked for any of it. Do you know what I mean? All he did was comment on the Amico, and he wasn't one of the bad guys really. But he got picked on. But again, it's because he was week. But then normally my excuse is if you come striding in here, then don't cry if it bites you on the ass. But he didn't come striding in here. But the thing was that he did, and this is the bit when he should have carried on with it. He came afterwards, tried to build himself back up and maybe get some fans from the community. And he came in, but I think maybe he was just too tired. You know, like when you finish a computer game and then you just think, oh, I'm just going to play that again, and then you just play it for like a little bit, and then you're like, fuck that. It was like that. He came in and started like G'ing everyone up, and I was well up for it. I was like, yes, Pete's here. And he came in on the towel, and he was like doing this thing with beans. He was like, my little bean. And it was cool. Obviously, Darius hated it and was like, and it was brilliant. I loved it, but then he didn't do it for very long, and then he fucks off and did his own things. But everyone says that Volpe like totally fucked over OEB, and I won't disagree with that. But at the same time, I do think that Pete had it and had the opportunity with it. He also gave him an opportunity. It wasn't the greatest opportunity because it's all his lot, but it gave him. He could have had a bit of fun with it, and he didn't. But that's personal preference.
Right. Well, let me just because I got the comment here. I know we're backtracking a little bit, but let me read the comment that Volpe just responded to me, word for word, and I just think it's funny. So he goes, blah blah propaganda Billy dude. Stop trying to twist the narrative.
Oh my word.
It's clear what you've been doing. In parentheses, he puts agreeing with people in exchange for their friendship. It's pretty sad to see, Billy.
Classic. Well,
right. It's a concern troll. He's like,
that's him all over. He's so concerned that he wants your inside leg measurement, your bank details. He wants to know exactly where you live, where you work.
You can't possibly think that I would fall for any of this stuff or take him seriously.
I don't think he does. I think he's just, I don't know. That's the question, isn't it? That is the question. The question is he just having a laugh with it? And I think it's a mix. I like with everything, isn't it? It really is. It's a mix.
It's the unanswerable question. It's the sound of one hand clapping.
That's Volpe. That's Volpe.
So, yeah.
There was some good. There's been some good parody Volpe channels in the past. If anyone could put some in the chat, if they remember any. But there's been some good ones. There's been some good videos made, like parody videos about Volpe. Volpe's made some funny videos in his time as well, back in the day. Like the feet pics, there's Volpe feet pics. Those are right funny. Because that's about that stuff, yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, that everybody says that he's in a wheelchair.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah.
So then he did a video where he showed his feet or something, and then someone did a parody thing. It was like Volpe feet pics. So everyone was saying that he just put his feet there just to prove that he wasn't in a wheelchair or something. But yeah, God knows. I don't know. Don't know about that.
But that's the thing, though. Like somebody who was, he was just trolling just for the lols, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if it was me, I would lean into the whole. I would be like, oh, they think I'm in a wheelchair. Okay, I'll go with it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes he does. I've seen him do that.
Does he? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So
Lord Maximus and him used to have like an interaction about him being in a wheelchair all the time.
Okay.
And he used to go in with it, but he just can't. You know what Volpe's like? He's very I think that's part of the mystery with it as well, because with a lot of people, if they're a stickler for the rules and they like PM Ferreira style, and they're like really straight down the line and like, no, this is like live by the rule book, die by the rule book sort of shit. But he's got this art of being able to pick out the rules that he wants to twist and he wants to use for illustrative purposes, like what he's done in that message. That's not like sticking straight down the line, down the rules, and you expect it from him. I think that's what it is. You expect a certain response or a certain pathway because people I've met in my past who are as much of a stickler and a bit, because he's the original corrector. Do you know what I mean? He's a real corrector.
Okay.
And so like people have, we've all met people like that in our past. So like I've like slight predictions like you all have of like we all have, of like what people are going to do, because it's like, nature, and he just completely does something different, doesn't he, every time that you wouldn't expect. So I think that's the thing with him.
Right. But I mean, to me, it just seems like harmless fun in the comments. It's just like maybe
but what it used to be.
Well, yeah, maybe just kind of trying to get a certain reaction out of me, or I always try to give him these like flowery, over detailed responses. Because
we've all got people who you've got like a certain way with. Like I used to love interacting with Lewis for that reason. I used to save up all my most stupidest insults for him, for that same reason, because it was just a certain flow, a certain poetry that you've got with that person. But it didn't work out. But I think you've got that with Volpe as well, a certain poetry.
Yeah, I don't know really. It's a weird thing. Just his comments, and I don't see him around as much as I used to.
Yeah. Well, this was a thing I was going to discuss possibly. It's like comparing, because Volpe to standards, and obviously then was then and now is now. So I'm not like trying to like retrospectively apologise for anything, but just looking at, and also to illustrate how things have changed, because I think when I was talking to you about it, it's not obvious from how they've tried to rewrite things how different things changed when they decided to basically call me what they called me. That changed how, not just that, but the doxing being so open and the false striking being so open, and that's just changed the standards, everyone's standards. And so looking back on it now, Volpe was like the only one doing stuff like that. But he was open about it, and that was when Darius was using him as well, because he used to use Volpe for his own benefits, and then when he didn't want him, when it didn't suit him, that's when he banned him and shit like that. Which is all well and good, but he was kind of he was using him when he wanted to, and that's my point.
That's another thing, because if he's somebody's alt account, right? Then why wouldn't he just kind of stop at some point? Like now, like, you know what I mean? Why does he stick around? Like, why does he keep using that alt account to do whatever? Because it's not as effective, or it's not really doing any sort of thing like it used to do.
Yeah, but he's just changed, hasn't he? He's just changed his tactics. Why should he change his account for that? Even if it is an alt, it's an alt, but it's a main alt, isn't it? It's in this, the way his story goes, apparently, from my understanding of it, I could be wrong, but what I took from it was that this is an alt account that he uses in this community, but his other main one is outside of this community. So like in this community, that is his main, and he has made videos and stuff on one of them.
Right.
He pretends that he hasn't, but he's got, that's the other thing, like you kind of
I know, but at what point do you say, okay, you know what, this is over with, like I'm not having the same influence as I used to have, you know what I mean? Or is he maybe trying to rekindle something, try to get in where he fits in? I mean, it seems like he's all in on this side, so he's not unwilling to kind of come over to another side, or you know what I mean?
Well, he says that he's a lone wolf, doesn't he? He says he's on his own, and I think he is a little bit compared to them, but he doesn't really have to answer to those guys. He's not like those. No, he's not one of those scared members of that community. He's kind of a free agent a little bit.
Right.
Because he's got respect from his reputation. Like, why would he go on an alt? he can go between people. He can come and do
Well,
this.
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, if it was somebody just toying around, and it got to a point where the toying around isn't as fun as it used to be.
We're talking about levels of toying around, though, aren't we? Like,
Well, maybe I'm just not understanding the depth of what somebody can do, I guess.
People's different life situations as well. Like, if he is a guy in a wheelchair, theoretically, then why wouldn't you go to like high levels of toying around?
I guess.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know.
And just as like an end of a spectrum, you can just be like, well, people get entertainment in myriad ways, don't they?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just depends on your priorities. I don't think he's just toying around. He puts something of himself behind it, even though he's
Yeah, I
unhappy.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like he has some sort of loyalty to something or to someone,
He's
because
got.
he continues to toe the line, or try to create a place for those guys. Like, he stands, like, you know what I mean? It seems like he's sticking up for them.
He's not. He's doing it for his own reasons.
Right.
I think, you know what I mean. He's not like. I don't think he's no bleeding heart.
No,
And
no. I'm just saying that there is some sort of loyalty there, because I don't know. I just feel like once this whole thing kind of fell apart, I would just abandon it, like, or I would just do something like to
oh, this is his
really stir
prime
things up.
time. No, no, no. This is Volpe's like. He'll be on like DEFCON ever now, like Aleph Null. He's like, this is his time because like this is the most chaos. Everyone's all over the place. We've got new people coming in and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that.
is it chaotic? Like, I don't see this time as being chaotic. I just see this like it's just depressing. Like, I think I'm
Okay,
really
it's
close to
chaotic.
what Tommy's been saying, of like he doesn't want to kind of go down this road anymore, and it's getting ugly. You know what I mean? And not
I just
ugly
think
in the
it's time
sense
to
of,
change. It's just going to change naturally, like a river.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but I kind of,
I feel something. I feel it's a good thing. I feel this is the step towards we're in the reform period, and the next period is performing. We had the disbanding period when everyone left, when Volpe left Darius, and everyone did that, and Albert and everyone left Darius. That was recent. And he goes, "What was it, Dan?" And I was talking to my friend about it in the pub earlier, and it starts with forming. So it's forming, norming, storming, reforming, performing, reflecting, disbanding. And so we did disbanding, if we count it from then. That was when all them lot left. Then forming again, when everyone went into their new groups, the motherfucking army got formed. And then you've got forming, storming. Obviously, we know what that was, is when Dean came back and we've had this new wave. And then, what was it? Norming, which is when we've just been through that. And now it's reforming, which is what we were discussing earlier about talking about different things and bringing a different view on things instead of going down the same path. And then the next is performing. So that's I'm down with that shit. I'm happy.
well, you know, I think, I mean, it has been fun, kind of getting the little bit extra attention these days from Slotham. I think maybe that's what Volpe is kind of touching on, is
Could be, yes. Oh yeah, that'll be what spurred him on. Yes,
right,
yes, yes.
because now it seems like I'm doing
Mm.
it because Slotham's encouraging me. And I have to admit, I have to be honest. If I'm being honest, yeah, probably that encouragement is kind of putting a little bit of
Yeah,
fire under me to do stuff. But I mean, I think,
that's how life goes, isn't it?
I mean, that's how this all started. So why not,
Yeah, that's how it goes. Like, don't. It's like prideful and stupid, isn't it? It's a blinkered to be like shutting yourself off from the creative flow and the users of the universe, like however it comes in whatever conduit,
right.
like because Volpe tells you not to. Like,
But
like
But at the same time, I'm not. I'm not. I don't like making fun of and attacking people. That's not what I'm about. And then it
No.
seems like that's the only thing I'm good at, or the only thing I get responded to around
Oh,
here,
well,
right?
no, I don't think so. Because I don't think that's what you do. I think you make commentary on the thing. I don't think you attack people. Good Lord. Comparing that to what they, and I'm not saying like that, much worse. I'm not saying it like that, but like you just compare the different ways.
Right, right.
Please don't put yourself in that category. I don't see it like that. But that's what we were
Right,
talking
right.
about before. Like much more reasonable and
Oh,
actually
well,
providing
yeah.
commentary and entertaining thoughts and processes like that drives a whole different segment and encourages other people to do that. And we all then get to see each other's work and collaborate, and it just balloons out. And obviously Volpe is my thing on Volpe is that he's definitely not about that, and he is at the same time. He wants to express stuff too. He wants to share his ideas. He
Right.
wants,
So why doesn't he just say, you know what? I'm gonna quit these losers. I'm gonna quit these zeros. I'm gonna go with the hero.
Because he's like a duckling. He's already attached to them. He's like imprinted on them. He used to be imprinted on
But if he
Darius.
was this big time, if this was this like ambiguous troll, he would just say screw it and just do whatever he wants. Why
Yeah,
is he have this? Why is he
I see
digging
where
in his
Tommy's
heels?
theory comes from with him being Sierra, because Sierra is loyal like that. Sierra's got a similarity in that sense. Like he will attach. He's the right hand man
He's
now.
he's in it for he's in it to like he's in it for life, or like
Yeah, he
he's
wants to
going to
be.
go down with the ship.
I think it's people who just want to be useful. You know what I mean? And we all want to be useful, don't we? And it's like where people
Yes,
find their
that is
role.
a good point.
They just find their role and where they look. And it's like when you're younger, you might just come into somewhere and be like, oh, I'm going to make myself the biggest. I'm going to make myself the biggest cog in this place. That'll make me useful. And it's that
Uh-huh.
simplistic way of looking at it. But when
That
you
does
get
make sense.
older,
That does make
yeah,
sense.
when you
That
get
makes a
older,
lot
you
of sense.
realise, it's not like that. You just find your own little
Right.
way, and you don't have to hang your hat on someone else. You can just hang your hat on your own peg and have a
Right.
nice sharing time with people, like, and much better stuff comes as a result. But
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
maybe he finds meaning in standing up for somebody that needs it.
Yeah, and
Maybe there's some of that.
it's like personal preference, isn't it, as which arena you want to choose for that. And for Volpe, he's always been one for the comments, hasn't he? That's his thing. So like comments and chat,
Uh-huh.
that's like
Well,
his.
that's his only outlet. So,
Well, no, he does make videos as well, doesn't he?
does he? I
Yeah,
have never seen a Volpe video.
Oh, really? Oh, there were some good ones. Oh, there's some classics, absolute classics. Oh, Lord, yeah, there's a good evil one. There's some good Vault ones. We'll have to get Evil to play us sometime
All right.
on his stream if he'll do it for us. Because or he'll do a showcase if they do exist anymore. Because obviously channels get shut down. No, I don't know if
Now,
one of the
now we
channels.
can sorry.
No,
We can come back to Volpe, but I kind of want to touch on this other mystery.
Oh, history's mysteries.
And this one is very enigmatic.
Yeah, this
There's
one's
no
even
we
more
have
mysterious than Volpe.
the investigation is still ongoing. I'm trying to
We've been following the breadcrumb trail, haven't we?
right. A little bit. I mean, I
Please
haven't
on
done too
this
much.
one.
I haven't done too much research, but
I'm going to get my tinfoil hat for this one.
all right. Now, there is a mysterious account that's signed into our Discord server.
Is anyone in the chat? See if they can guess who we're talking about.
There's only 4 people watching us, so
Is anyone
we're not.
commenting?
I don't know if anybody's there. Ron Demon was the last person to comment, and
Well, if
Tommy.
anyone's there, put your answers in the chat who you think it is.
But there is a now there's 2 actually, and Dean all pretty much admitted that he was one of them.
Oh, Bobby Fish. That was never a mystery.
The Zupa Dupa.
Oh, right. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, we thought it was DV, didn't we, for ages?
Well, you guys thought it was Dean or D Reed.
Yeah, I thought it was Dean for ages, and then they said it was D Reed, and I was like, okay.
I never believed it because I just thought, there's no way that he wouldn't slip up and give some information. I mean, it would be
Oh, of
too
course he would.
juicy, and he was so sensitive that he would just
He did used to use it to see it coming, but we didn't know for sure if it was Dean Reed who was passing it on or Dean was getting it. But no, Dean's very.
Oh, so he
He's not
has
daft
been
about
slipping
stuff
up.
like that. Oh, he knows how
Okay,
to.
well maybe I'm not close. I'm not paying close enough attention then.
Oh, he was. Yeah, it was definitely.
Okay, but
Yeah.
there's the Blue Demon, right?
Da,
The Blue
da.
Demon. Now I see
Blue Demon.
he's now I see him in Slotham's comments, in Slotham's live streams. He seems to just give one comment for the whole live stream,
Mm-hmm.
and that seems weird. And
and I saw one comment, the one that you commented on is on Slotham's latest one, but I've not had chance to look back.
Right.
Reference
I was trying to look back, and the streams, there's so much, right? So it's hard to find it, and I can't find the account on YouTube.
Oh, so I can find it off that comment.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I did find it, but I can't remember what.
Well, let me see if I can go to it.
Yeah, have a look at it now.
How am I gonna do this quickly?
As soon as you commented, I was like, "Yes, there we are, we got him."
well, there's another comment to
That's me, I think.
Yeah, to analyze and.
Oh right, yeah.
Because I want to go back though. I want to go look back because it seems like every stream. Seems like every stream he comments one comment. It's usually near the beginning of the stream, and then you don't see him anymore, and it just seems strange. And I think some people have theorized that this is actually Slotham.
Oh,
don't say it.
Let's keep the suspense.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I mean, it just seems like some people are saying that. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it is strange that he just. I've never seen him in anywhere else. I don't know. But let me try to find this.
Well, the point is that I thought it was Slotham forever. Basically, as soon as he came on with the colour, it was a hint. I think he was at first. He never openly said he was in the Discord, but I think he gave information from the Discord more openly, maybe at first, and then I think he maybe. This is just my just pontifications and shit, but me, if I was him, then maybe just kind of like, well, all right, I'm not going to give as much away or something like that, and so more subtle about it because he's more than capable. People think he's just like being this brusque, going around just doing the same thing. There's a lot of subtleties to what he's doing as well.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so like, yeah, and especially given the theories that we've been coming up with about it all. Like that it's an ARG.
Oh.
Like the Slotham ARG, like that he's been leaving breadcrumbs.
Well, I mean, wouldn't he be? I mean, he'd be fine just being open about it and being in the Discord. Wouldn't he be fine?
Yeah, but I think he's like that's what I was saying. It's like maybe a test or something to see if we can guess it. And I think because it's like clues or something. Because like I don't know. Like,
Oni,
why do it otherwise?
It says here Oni of the Ash. Now I know Oni is Japanese for demon. So it's the demon of the ash. Yeah, that's all it says here.
I think it was just a clue. I think it was just like a little bit of a.
And it was this was created July of this year. This account.
Yeah, maybe. When did we do the Discord? That could have been then.
That could have been right around then. Yes.
Yeah, that could have been then because it was when I was.
That could have been right around then. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Huh? That's interesting
So there
to
we
say
are,
the
Blue
least.
Demon. We call you. Summon the Blue Demon to the chat.
Yes. Oh,
Or to the
that's not
comment.
gonna happen. We
To the
should have did
comment.
it on a different channel if you wanted
I
to
should
do
have
that
made
because we only have 4 people
well,
watching still and nobody's commenting.
I
So
know, but when you're talking about matters of the supernatural,
right, we can
does it
conjure up
matter?
the spirit.
Exactly, that's it. I'm just putting it out there. You never know.
Yes, I would like to discover or have because there is the thing, and you've seen this too, and I've seen this.
Yes.
Where we're in the Discord,
The mysterious Blue Demon.
and you'll see for a couple seconds the blue demon is typing, and then it goes away and no message
It's a
appears.
ghost message. You see, right, it's invisible ink, and
It's a
if we did,
secret message.
it is. I bet if we went back and we did that thing where you can put your highlight over it, I bet he's written it all bloody.
Right.
But I wonder if he's leading us to something.
Well, if the blue demon is, what is that a reference to? Because they have the picture,
Well, because he's like Slotham the Green, Slotham the Grey, Slotham the Red. Is there a Slotham the Blue?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, he seems to reference Final Fantasy a lot. Is this something? I mean, the avatar looks like a Final Fantasy type of thing.
Oh, does it?
The avatar does look like something he usually puts on his videos.
To put
It
it as
does
a
look like his style.
On the nose for him, but it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see his thing at the moment.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it seems like he might be. Here, maybe I can. Maybe I
Yeah.
can share it. It does seem like his style, though.
Has this entire thing been the Slotham ARG? Was my question. Are we living in the Truman Show? And has it all been? It wasn't Dean. That it wasn't Darius even. Slotham just orchestrated the whole thing.
I think I'm sharing the screen.
Or maybe it's something from Final Fantasy that. But I haven't played. I only played the older ones. I didn't play the.
Yeah. So this is all
like
you see.
Sid, maybe. No, I can't see my eyes. It's very small. He's
got
goggles on, that's what I'm saying. He's got the hair.
Here, maybe I can do.
It looks like DVD Fever.
I don't know. It's I mean, your run of the mill alt account, I guess.
Yeah, of course. That's how it goes. Yeah, but that's it. We're on your trail. We're on your trail, Blue Demon.
Yeah, we have our eye on you, Blue Demon.
Yeah, we don't know where you're going to lead us, but I hope it's somewhere interesting.
And you know what, Blue Demon? If you just reach out to one of us privately and just say, "Hey, da-da-da," then that's all. Then it stays da-da-da. That's it.
It would stay like that, but I don't think it will because it'll break the spell if we did that. And this is a spell.
Okay. Well, I mean,
but I wouldn't disclose anything if you did.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. So I just think that's interesting, and so
one of the mysteries of the community.
Yes, definitely. Oh, Tommy. Usually, Tommy has all the answers. I mean, I've never heard anything where Tommy didn't have an answer for it.
Come on, let's hear it then. Let's hear it.
Blue Demon is Shirkle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, is he Cyan? He's more like.
Well, there's no reference point. But Evil did say, and I think you heard this, Evil did say that he did comment actually one time asking for some information.
I'd seen him somewhere before. I have seen him.
No. In the Discord.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've not seen that. Ooh.
Well, here, Tommy said I asked Blue Demon if he was Slotham, and he said no.
Yeah, but he's going to say that, isn't he?
He was like, yeah, that's exactly what he
but
would
then if it
say.
is a test, but then if it is an ARG type thing, that's what I was thinking, like breadcrumbing us, because of like the one comment, the comment in the chat, and then also the typing, because I was like, you've never seen anyone else that happening consistently, like with us, like you might, like with me, sometimes I fall asleep with my finger like halfway through typing a message or something, but it's like it happens occasionally, but like with him, it happened. It was always when we were all together chatting, and it just come up for a little bit, and it was like, "Ooh, he's gonna say something," and we never called him
and then
out.
it doesn't.
We never said anything, and that everyone just
Right.
sat there. And we were like, we were talking about that earlier, and I was thinking about how that was almost like a bit of a spell, because everyone saw it, but no one said anything about it.
But Tommy, did you see that that Blue Demon account was only created in July 30th of this year? So I mean, it's just a Slotham fan. He just created a YouTube in July, so he can follow Slotham. You know what I mean? It seems very peculiar, right? And now that's making me feel even more peculiar, because if he's just saying, "Oh well, I'm just a fan of Slotham," well, your account was made like last month.
Well, it could have been though. It could have been It could be an alt account. That would explain something though, because it could be an alt account of a fan of Slotham's, and they put on the sorry, I just coughed there, and they put that comment first to support Slotham, and then they come on their other alt account afterwards. Why you only get the one comment? That could be that.
Sweet Jesus, people don't put that much work into watching a live stream. My God.
Some people do though. That's it. It could be Volpe.
It could be. This thing is going full circle now.
Yeah. Everyone could be Volpe. Could be Eric.
Everybody's Volpe. Yeah. Hey, Johnny Appleseed is here. What's up, Johnny?
Johnny Appleseed, what do you know of Blue Demon?
You see Blue Demon around? I've never seen Johnny Appleseed and Blue Demon in the same place.
You're another one. He's a mystery. He's a mystery. One of history's mysteries. Definitely. Johnny Appleseed inspired my songs. His comment was so funny. The Coward in a Way one. It was so good. I always like to read his comments.
Well, Johnny Appleseed has been around coming into my channel since the beginning. So
yeah, he's been around for a bit.
Thank you, Johnny Appleseed.
Been around for a bit. You're a good guy. Seeds. Yeah. Are you Rad Rob, Johnny Appleseed? That's my question to you.
I doubt it. I see them together. Both.
I've never really pinned it. I've had my times. At first, I thought they were, and because I was like, because Rad Rob's got a few, hasn't he? So
maybe.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's quite. He'll come on and he'll do like his few in a row, and then he'll do his. He's got his own tempo. And I thought Johnny Appleseed was incorporated in his rotation a couple of times, but then it could have been coincidence because then.
Well, it does seem like they're always together. Like they're wherever you see Rad Rob, you see at Johnny Appleseed. That is something I noticed. But that just could be coincidence.
Was at this moment in time, but he doesn't make a secret of his. He's not like totally surreptitious and everything with his accounts. He's like, it's just his thing. He's like a Rad Rob's legion, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like, he just one of these many faces. So, but he might not admit it here because it's just funny not to, isn't it? So.
And he's not like. I mean, he's roasting and stuff, but he's not really trolling that, to that extent. I guess.
Creative as well. He does it. He does it from a light. He does it from the light, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I guess he's trolling the other guys, so it's not something that I notice, right? It's
like that as well.
Yeah. Volpe is directing towards me, so I notice it.
There was a time when I thought Rad Rob was Talarico. Really did. Right when he first turned up, and I used to always say
it's
that.
Funny. It's funny how paranoid you get, and when thinking. I mean, I make fun. I kind of laugh when other people are doing that, like, oh, this guy's him, and he's him, and he's But you
love
really
that.
do begin to get paranoid like that.
No, I don't get paranoid. I just find it interesting. I'm like, oh, what if that person was that? I doesn't like. I don't like that affected because you've got no proof, have you? You don't know. But it's
Well,
like this
exactly.
pontificate. It's just like history's mysteries. Like, oh, that's mysterious. Oh, I wonder if that person's connected to that. And it's like when
Uh-huh.
you see an artist as well, isn't it? If you're an artist, you see patterns in things. That's what your eyes and your brain like
Uh-huh.
to see. So like, when you want to look at these patterns and maybe recreate them or use them as inspiration. So
Right.
you see something like this, and you're like, you've got the eye for it, then you can see patterns in this as well. And here
Yeah.
comes the art, as a result.
Yeah, I don't
And I
know.
think Volpe's an
I
artist like that. He does see patterns in things.
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. Yes, like yesterday, I think everybody there was I don't know if it was yesterday, but we were in a chat and everybody was thinking that this one guy was Lewis. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of felt like it was Dean.
Oh,
A
oh God,
silver bullet.
I think that. Oh, I don't. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah, it was a mystery. Oh, yeah,
Everybody was saying that it was
it is.
Lewis.
I
And
was
now I
on
don't.
like he was Dean for it. I thought he was Lewis first, and then I was like, nah, this is too sharp to be Lewis. Then I thought
Uh-huh.
it was Dean for ages. And now maybe it's an account they can
Well, he
share.
was definitely carrying Dean's water.
Yeah, oh, well, that's Lewis,
Absolutely.
isn't it? That's what makes it so hard to tell. Because he's just his little lapdog, isn't he? So, like, it
Is that
doesn't
so?
really matter who it is. What, Lewis? God, yeah. That's it. That's all he is. Like, just his puppet. There's no Lewis anymore. It
But
really
I
is.
mean,
Sad.
I just I kind of missed all that, so I don't know
It was
anything
never,
about that.
though, he already came in like that.
Uh-huh.
Like that's why I always say like he's the example that I look to be like, yeah, this is where this is where you end up, being Dean's consort, because this is what he'll take out of you, and he's just had everything off him, like, and even when he's been attacked, he didn't stand up for him, and
Uh-huh.
and he still comes back for more.
Right.
So yeah, it's
And
just
it just it's so funny. You mentioned that. It's just so funny how almost everything they say is a blatant projection.
God, yeah,
And I'm aware of like I think I've said this on a stream before. Everything we do is kind of a project. We project ourselves onto other people all the time because it's natural. That's the only point of reference you have is yourself. So the only thing you can do is project yourself onto other people. But I mean, just how blatant
yeah.
and and delusional it
It's
is.
amazing, isn't it? It's a phenomenon.
It's phenomenal.
It is, and in the age group that we are, so we can actually understand it and be like, and
Right.
take a lot from it. But people at our age are doing it. It just adds another
Right.
layer of like, what the
And it's
fuck?
they're just not just doing it. They're doing it like brazenly and
It's
to the point
and
where
it's
you would
well, isn't it? It gets worse. It just gets bigger and bigger, like
yeah,
very
it just seems
quickly.
like at some point you have to become self-aware, but it doesn't happen.
Mm.
They
They
double,
climb in.
triple, quadruple
They
down
climb in
on it.
further, and it's different stages of when this was happening. Like people were climbing in with them, like and more, and it'd go like less and more, and from the community and stuff, and how the wind was blowing, and politically like where strengths were, and what
Uh-huh.
people perceived that they'd be stronger or safer, they'd move in that way, and it was just interesting just to see that as well, like how people's brains worked.
Well, I mean,
Rising.
just I seen I seen Darius's community post talking about Turbo Joe today. Did you see that?
Oh, I think I did see that, and I was like, what? So is he back or something? I saw him. No, I saw
Well,
Turbo Joe. I took a photo of it. Turbo Joe commented, and it was the real Turbo Joe
yeah, I
commenting
seen it.
in Slotham.
I just seen that actually when I was looking for
Yeah,
Blue Demons. I was gonna mention it,
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, the audacity that Darius has that he could talk about somebody and I think I've said this in one of my earliest videos, from a
Yeah.
throne of shit. He looks down
Well, I mean,
upon he looks down upon people from his throne of shit because he
that's
has
what I was
nothing
on
going
about
on.
yesterday at Ricardo's, because it's like, come on. learn a lesson, you stupid idiot. Like,
Exactly.
yes, Turbo Joe's bought something. I'd imagine he's back then if he's
Yes, yes.
obviously
He's
brought something to
planning to
the
make a
table.
comeback. He's
Yeah,
not
so
back
obviously he's
back.
commenting on something that's new, which I can get from Darius, and I totally get under normal circumstances. Of course, he'd report on this. Of course, he would. But
Okay.
after what he's done, and he's completely said, "Oh, I'm staying away from the drama. I'm not gonna, nobody give me shit," crying, literally crying, and playing the violin and all that shit.
Uh-huh.
And now, like you say, now he's going to turn around and act like the big man again. I ain't got no time for that at
Well,
all.
and it's not only that. It's like he says something like, "Oh, what are you gonna teach us about mental health and blah blah blah?" It's like, dude, you have no standing. You have no legs to stand on to criticize that man, no matter what he's going through, no matter what he's done. He's having a better time than you. He's doing better in his life than you. You
It doesn't
you
even come
criticize.
into me. It doesn't even come into that. But you're right. But for me, it stops at the fact that you gave up the drama, you cried, you've been a pushover, you've been bullied openly in front of everybody, and now you're going to sit, like you say, on your throne of shit and throw shit at someone else. It could be anyone.
Uh-huh.
I don't care if it is Turbo Joe,
Right,
whatever.
right. Right.
Like,
It's
you've got no right.
ridiculous.
You gave your voice up for your own convenience, and you fed us to people. I'm always going to say that you fucking fed your own
Uh-huh.
to get rid of the weirdos, and now you're going to turn around and act like nothing's happened and pick it up with Turbo Joe and just carry on like nothing's happened to fucking Dave C and what is it that Sotham says? He's got Dave C, DJ Rudin and fucking Sierra, and that's it. And he's going to do the
And
Turbo Joe Eric show for the next season. Like, fuck off.
that's why
It
he
pisses me off.
deserves to be called out for that as much
Yeah.
as possible.
It's like Bob. That's when I got pissed off at Bob. Like, obviously, there was the other stuff, but like when he came back, I don't know if you know about this, but this is what my thing with Tony was, but that's another story. But Tony brought Bob back, and Bob then came in, and because he saw that Albert was being attacked by, we were getting some traction, but we'd been going, me and Evil had been going, and Tommy, for a long time on his own, and we'd been fighting them, and they were giving us some right shit. And it was really weird because no one was saying anything for ages. But that's like, it was just interesting, really interesting. But then the first people to come was Tony and Bob, who were trying to like sort of capitalize on it to make a comeback for Bob. But Bob's like, the reason he went was like really like controversial, so I'll put it lightly. So it was a bit of a crude thing to do, in my opinion. So I went mad at Tony about it. And also then when he had this, but Tony was kind of neutral, and he was just like, I'm just showing, I'm not going to say that he was like, I will say that he was siding with Bob a little bit, but anyway, that's another story. But so Bob put on this, it was a premiere, I think it was. And he just went in on Albert and Dean. And at the time, I was, under attack by these people. But I was just like, at the same time, I will not stand for someone who has just cowered away and hidden and not said anything about anything when we were all getting attacked earlier. And now coming in when he thinks it's all right to come and use it for his own success to like channel and get himself back in the community and all that shit, using the back of our hard work and shit fighting this war against these people.
To me, I don't think it even. I think that's all he knows. That's all he's got. That's
What
all.
he's doing, he's doing the same shit,
So he's got to go back to his wheelhouse and just do whatever he knows what to do, and that's what it is. And but he has no standing. He has no right to criticize anybody
Well,
for
I'm going to
anything.
keep calling him out on that one because I don't want anyone being fooled by that, because he has shown himself to be, and that was my whole point. It's like his content is the complete opposite of how he acted. And I know people are like saying, oh, you had too many expectations of him. And Moonsoon had good points yesterday at Ricardo's, very good points actually. But like there was a lot about how people get invested in a streamer and they expect that back, and I get that, but it's not that. It's not just that anyway, but it's not. It's the fact that what he makes his shit on is like what he can't take at all, and what he just never showed any humor about. He couldn't give back. He had every opportunity to get involved and he didn't. I'll shut up now.
Well, I just pissed off that he can't even be bothered. He's so quick to insult this man. He can't be bothered to get up on a fucking chair, grab a fucking brush, and fucking clean out your fucking vent.
All it'll take is a spray and a wipe. That's all it'll take.
Well, you got to get in the grooves. I mean, it's like,
well, if you leave it for too long, but if you do it every now and again, you just have to give it a spray and a
that's
wipe.
too much to ask, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it's a point of principle now, probably. But I mean, what like Sotham says, you just make your life worse by doing that.
That isn't that worse? He's gonna not clean it by principle.
Well,
ridiculous.
This is a 40-odd-year-old man, like
ridiculous.
It's great.
And so don't come on and insult Turbo Joe or anybody else until that fucking thing is clean. Then maybe you can fucking talk.
Yes, there's a line from it's a famous Volpe will probably know this. Well, this is a test. This is a test for Volpe for his age, although he'll probably just be able to Google it, actually, so it doesn't matter. It's from a film called Rita Sue and Bob 2, and it's a classic British film. And I think it's from that anyway, where she turns around and there's a woman giving them shit. And she's like, clean your own fucking curtains. You know what I mean? But he's like shouting at her about something, in the street.
Get your shit together before you fucking start flinging shit at other people. That's all I'm saying. That's been my fucking thing with Darius since the beginning. And it will always be my thing with him because, that I did one video. I did one video where he's talking shit about a guy he's a YouTube guy that collects video games, whatever, and he created this video game. And now it can't be easy to create a video game from nothing, especially if you're somebody who's not experienced.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the audacity that Darius can come up on the fucking screen and tell everybody that this is a scam and that it's fucking a piece of shit.
Well,
when the best job he's ever had was fucking flipping pizzas.
I'm open
to fuck out of here.
It's all part of the critiquing process, though. It's the landscape.
That pisses me right
off. You'd rather
have
that. Surely you'd rather have that than not, because it's like part of the.
But if he knew what it took to get a game off the ground, not even just created, but marketing it and getting it off the ground, getting it in front of people's eyeballs so that they can fucking buy it. If he knew 10% of what it takes, then he would not fucking say any of that shit he said.
But it's like, how do you see Darius? Where's the attraction? Why do you watch him? Do you know what I mean? Do you watch him for his tech reviews?
I never watched him. I only watched the troll channels against him. I've never watched his videos until I started doing those React videos.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's true. Yeah, she wants to know what the drill was.
He sucks.
Yeah,
he always sucked, and he will always suck.
I disagree.
I'm sorry. That's not what you. If that's not what you want to hear,
No, I find it interesting because for me, like obviously, because I was in like we're saying about that weird mentality that you get in with it as well, so that adds to it. But like my perception changed, as well as his content changed, as well as me looking back on it, going, so what was that? You know what I mean? And now I'm like, okay, I can't compare it to what's there now because everything's changed. He's a fucking hypocrite. My perception then has completely changed. So it's like, looking back on it, I'm just like, it was Beavis and Butthead TV, on the whole. But then there was a nice part to it. There was a bit of genuine interest there as well of what he had to say. So for me, what you're saying is definitely what I want to hear, because it's just really like, there's just so much in there for me. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. That's just something that gets on my nerves. Because he doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know anything about what it takes.
Troll, though. That's the point. That's his character as well, isn't it? He's just in there like which is
character. Character.
It was exactly. He's got no.
Go play a kite with this character, because that's not a character. He's not smart enough to create a character.
That's what I mean about my perception changing. Like that's how it appeared a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to say, like that's kind of the shtick, like in a way, like was like he's. If it wasn't him, it'd be someone else. Because, well, maybe not actually, because there is only like us that are like this on the internet. I don't know, maybe there are, but who would attack like Turbo Joe anyway? I don't know. Like, there's always, it's the voices, isn't it? It's like the vox pop. Like, so like you put something out there, and you're gonna get those personifications of those different things. And so like Darius is that person, that groaning, moaning old grump person. And you just have to deal with that energy. And if it weren't for if
You're
it weren't
still
Darius,
giving him too
someone
much
else.
credit. You're still
Oh,
giving him
I
too much
know. No,
credit.
I am. This is in the old.
In my eyes.
Yeah, but that's what I said at the beginning. It's like that's what the thing was. That's what the thing is. But he has failed at that, and it's shown that he's personally so invested in it, in a way, in a very passive way, which makes him. Everyone's like, oh, he don't give a shit, and he doesn't. But he's massively invested in it, and in a different way.
I will say this: there is a way to do what he does, and have it be endearing. And maybe he has. Like I said, I admit that I never really watched
There
what
was
he
a
did.
time. Yeah, there was a time. I
But there
think
is a way to be endearing, and I just don't. I don't see him having the capacity to do that.
he did. He did have it.
I guess
It was the whole
you'd
thing.
have to really sit me down. Clockwork Orange. You'd have to sit me down with the fucking clamps
No,
in my eyes and show
can't.
me the video
No,
because
you can't.
I
You
don't
can't.
believe it.
It's not like that. It's not, because it's not like I said about the diamond before. It's a whole thing. So it wasn't just him. It was his interactions with the other channels. Those other channels that it led you to. The other people in the chat and in the comments was such a mixed bag of people, and that was part of the massive part of it, because people coming over from Rick's, as well as other places as well, but especially Rick's, because you had like high class, high what's the word, high production, whatever, commenters, people who just put a lot of comments on stuff, people who weren't scared to say what they want, what they said, what they thought, and people who, and it was a high level of discussion that Rick had got it to that point, hadn't he? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
People were picking stuff up. It was all like evidence based, not all of it, but like,
Well, it was very. He created something unique in that everyone would try to outdo themselves or outdo the next man and have a very well crafted and intelligent comment.
And there were loads of people like who came over from there, so it just carried on over it. Darius's, but like with this overlay of just idiocy,
right,
and chaos. So it was just like, yeah, let's just ramp it up another notch. It was great, like, and especially like what Tommy was saying about that sort of like when you're a sort of responsible adult most of the time, and then you have that a couple of hours to dysregulate and to have that time where you can just like have that, you know, what you'd get from watching a series or something, and then there's this thing, and at the time it was just what I used to watch. Once, you know, and comment on the comments, they were more interesting than Rick's comments at the time.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Yeah. It
was I can't believe that. I listened to.
It was fine. Like it was.
I listened to the guy talk. I watch these old videos that sometimes, like I said, when I was doing those reaction, and it's just, Jesus Christ.
Like I said, Beavis and Butthead TV, though, I think you're looking at it from a very high expectations. You've got high expectations, high artistic expectations with this guy. I didn't have those.
No, all he has to do is like not be a shitty person. Like you can still make fun of stuff, and but I don't know. Maybe he just got on a bad nerve with me, and I just kind of
maybe you've got an inkling of how much of a fucking hypocrite he is. Because I'm talking about all this as if he had some character, as if he had some spine, some integrity. What Volpe has shown, you know, Volpe has shown he's a flip flopper, but he, to me, has shown that he's got some sort of integrity that he sticks to. And that speaks so much in this community because there's so many fucking spineless flip floppers. And fucking Darius is the king of them. And that is why I'm just like full of contempt. Because especially because of such, as you said about sitting on that pile of shit and shouting at other people.
Yeah. He's just a complete moron. Let's change the subject off of Darius. I'm gonna blow a gasket. It's been an hour 14 minutes. There's only 4 people watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to just kind of cut it
Oh,
off for today? I mean, if you have something else that you want to talk about, that's fine.
No, I think we could leave it on something a bit nicer than what we just left it on.
Okay, okay.
But other than that, like I've not got anything else to say.
All right. Well, I'm sorry,
We haven't,
Dennis.
haven't.
Okay, I take it back.
No,
You
no, we
know.
haven't spoken about him saying that you're telling people what. Have we spoken about you're telling people what you want to say?
Well, we can go back to that for a bit because
What they want to hear? Because I don't think we've explored that fully. Because that's kind of the response, isn't it?
because that is ridiculous. And
Oh yes, we said about perfection, didn't we? We did.
I mean, am I supposed to be afraid now that you're gonna get in between all my friends? You know.
Possibly that's what he might be trying to do. Yes, but he won't though because Volpe isn't.
Well, no, because he doesn't know the extent of how close we actually are or not, right? Like
that's been their failure all along, is that they don't understand what real connection is, so they can't attack it. So we're all right. But the thing is, as well, is if Volpe's the forerunner, and you haven't got Albert attacking you anymore, and you haven't got Dean attacking you anymore, and you've got Volpe just doing his thing, then to me it just shows that they are having a bit of a rest period. Probably.
Well, I would if Albert and Dean are watching. I mean, look, fucking Slotham wants to see some videos, man. So you're just gonna give up like that?
No,
top 40 and then give up.
No, they'll be back. They're coming up with plans, probably scheming in their rat's nest. But Volpe is part of that, and he's a flying monkey, so he's going to show us. He's the canary at the moment, so he'll be showing us what their tactics are.
Is there any streams to go to? Just go look at it. Go look for it.
Yeah, we're going now anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And
all right. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.